Selena, today the president was in the Oval talking about blowing up the drug boat from Venezuela. Before I play his clip, what did you think about that action?
Well, based on talking to voters, I thought what I heard was, this is what we voted for.
That's actually, I think it's going to be an 80-20 issue. Let's listen to what the president said, and then I'll come back to you. This is cut number 16, the president in the Oval Office about the drug boat he blew up yesterday.
On the boat, you had massive amounts of drugs. We have tapes of them speaking. It was massive amounts of drugs coming into our country to kill a lot of people. And everybody fully understands that. In fact, you see it. You see the bags of drugs all over the boat. And they were hit, obviously. They won't be doing it again. And I think a lot of other people won't be doing it again when they watch that tape. They're going to say, let's not do this. We have to protect our country.
I think, Selena, will people get the message in Venezuela, don't run drugs in the United States?
Probably not. No, I don't know. I don't know. When you see something get blown up, you know, that might make you think twice, or you just might decide to do another thing. But this is something they've been doing for decades. Look, I think the American people, like fentanyl doesn't like check your voter registration, right? So I think Republicans and Democrats look at that. Parents that have lost children, either through overdoses or they just are gone into society, right? And they're homeless, whatever. They're lost, and they look at this and say, this has been killing our treasure since the mid 90s. We need to do something. We need to send a message that this is not tolerated.
Well, Marco Rubio said this today, cut 21.
The United States has long, for many, many years, established intelligence that allow us to interdict and stop drug boats. And we did that. And it doesn't work. Interdiction doesn't work because these drug cartels, what they do is they know they're going to lose, 2% of their cargo. They bake it into their economics. What will stop them is when you blow them up, when you get rid of them.
And Vice President Vance was asked about it in Minneapolis today, cut 22.
On the Venezuela vessel strike, what legal authority were you guys working under, and will there be an after report on the strike?
Well, I'm sure there's going to be an after report. I mean, the legal authority, and I want to talk about these kids, is that there are people who are bringing literal terrorists who are bringing deadly drugs into our country, and the President of the United States ran on a promise of stopping this poison from coming into our country.
All right, so Selena, that's not a legal authority. I think the legal authority is the president is the commander-in-chief and is charged with the nation's defense, and that this is an act of war against the United States to bring in a killer substance. Will that satisfy voters in Butler?
Oh yeah, I mean these drugs are a weapon of mass destruction. They wipe out families, they wipe out communities, they wipe out towns. This is fentanyl and illegal drug trade has been a hallmark of what President Trump wanted to accomplish, in particular in Appalachia and the Midwest and the West, where overdoses are just at historic highs. And nothing else was working. No other preventative measures were stopping these guys, right? So you had to send a message, and he definitely sent a message. Now, will they try other ways to get it in? Sure, but I'm sure President Trump will have other messages to send when they do that.
Well, I think what the Secretary of State was saying, interdiction requires a Coast Guard cutter. We haven't got an endless supply of Coast Guard cutters, so if we have 5 Coast Guard cutters, they're going to send 25 boats. But we got 25 drones. That's what I think he was sending. And I will ask callers next hour to weigh in on this, but I think generally Americans are going to applaud, even though they don't know the backstory. Now, we turned an MS-13 fellow into a folk hero on the left in Maryland. Do you think we're going to have vigils for the 11 drug runners who were killed?
Oh, God, please don't even suggest that. They might do that. Think about it.
Oh, they will do that.
Oh, God. They'll never learn. They'll never win a majority again if they continue to think like that. I'm just telling you. You go to Akron, you go to Warren, You go into that corridor where the drugs come straight up and then go out to New York City and to up into New England. You ask the people that live there, and they'll tell you exactly how they feel, and it's not going to have anything to do with applauding 11 dead people in a boat.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.